ready. Oh. We finally got some rain. There was a lot of lightning with that rain, but nothing was hitting our mountainside. Quite a few fires were started. I think they've been dealt with, but nothing near us, which is good. It's always worrisome. We always watch the real-time lightning strike map on the website to see if there's anything hitting near us, and we're still good. So we're carrying on with the solar panel project. We got to get some lumber milled up, so we're gonna start working on that this afternoon. And I think Greg wants to get the main posts ready so that we can take them down, and once it's a little bit darker today, we can put on the laser level and get everything cut, or at the very least marked to the size that we need, or the heights that we need for the panel rack. So we're gonna get going with that. So nice now that it has cooled down a little bit. We're actually able to work on cleaning things up. So I'm getting all the tarps that have been pushed over for whatever projects and getting them folded up and tidied. It's looking a lot better around here. Hey! No goats allowed!
Steep! Woo!
Back down at the solar panels this morning. We did all that milling yesterday, and we are ready to get the posts installed and cut to the correct height. So luckily with all the smoke, it's not quite as bright here, so the laser level should work pretty good for this. And Greg's just coming down with the tractor and the lumber, and we're gonna get to work. We really have to zigzag around the trees when we're hauling the long lumber around. Those aren't even very long, but we want to keep as many trees as possible, especially those big ones. If you cut those down, those aren't coming back. And now the fun part is going to be hauling these posts down the hill. How come you're not going to get a ladder?
You know me. I don't use the right tools. Can you grab my cell phone?
I forgot to film, but we pretty much just took a piece of wood and the level and screwed it to each post and just drew the line when it was level. And you can see the lines there. We got to cut all this off. So there's a little bit of wastage with this, but we just weren't really sure where everything was going to line up. Greg's thinking that the sonotubes could have been a little bit closer together, but it's obviously too late to change that. So we're just gonna waste some wood. It is what it is. Handsome. Impressive. And on today's segment of sketchy shit that Greg does, we have wood strapped to the front of the tractor up onto the roll bar, because those won't fit through the trees if they are lengthwise. See how that goes.
behind me. I'm about to drop this. Jeez.
One of the comments we're getting a lot of is, why aren't we putting new panels there and selling the old ones? And that's because these panels are not really worth a whole lot. And what we had to do is order a pallet of solar panels, so that's 31 panels. We're keeping 11 and we're selling the other 20 for a little bit more than we paid, which is going to offset our cost for the panels. So we just thought that was more valuable to us at this time than to try to sell these for $100 and not really make money off of them. And adding this amount of solar panels to these is perfectly sufficient for us. And it's already set up, so it didn't make sense for us to take the time to take all these down, lug them up the mountain, because there's going to be no easy way, and then have to rebuild the stand or alter it to fit the new size of panels. So that's a little hack for you. If you are able to front the money to buy a pallet of solar panels, you can sell them for a little bit more than what you've paid for them because you've bought in bulk. It helps you offset the cost. And another question we're getting is why we aren't putting the solar panels on our house or the barn or the power shed. And that's because we have all the trees up there and we like those trees, we want to keep them. If we wanted to have the panels up higher, we would have to cut down all of the trees to get the light, especially in the winter when the sun is lower. So having the panels down here in this big clearing, that's mostly bedrock, we can't really do much else with this area. Just makes more sense to have the panels down here. Plus, when you put solar panels on your roof and you get snow, it's hard to clear the snow off in the winter. And then you're also putting screws into your roof, which opens up more opportunity for leaking in the future. So we really didn't want to deal with that. Plus, our roof is so high up that it's hard to get up there and it's not fun to be up there, especially in the winter. Lazy guy hint.
Katie and I took a break. It was hot out today, and going up and down that hill with wood and just all the stuff, too much. So we ran into town, grabbed some supplies for the project, and here we are again, ready, now that it's nice and cool, to go down the mountain and keep going on the project. These screws are a little too long, just a little bit, but it'll work.
All right, that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. We've actually got one more panel to go on this, and then we have another one to go with the old stuff. So we've had a panel sitting behind that rack for a while because it wouldn't fit with our last inverter, but now that we have this bigger inverter, we can add that extra panel in. And then the 11th one, we've always been planning for that. So yeah, it's looking awesome. It's huge. This is a huge structure thing. But really happy with how it's turning out.
You don't know how good it feels for us to have this rain. This summer has been freaking hot. I'm sure it's been hot for you too, but Katie and I have been massively struggling through the weather here. It's been unbearable. I must say, it's been unbearable. I've been trying as hard as I can to work through it. Katie can't. She just doesn't have what it takes. Our weather has been at least 34 degrees centigrade as a daytime high for a month and a half straight. And that's not including the days that have actually reached up into the 40s centigrade, which is, I'm guessing, like 108 Fahrenheit, in the hundreds, nonetheless. I've got my Canadian tartan back on and my pants because it's good. It's a cold, beautiful day. I don't have to irrigate the grass that is struggling to survive here. this is the most beautiful rainy day I've ever experienced. So Katie and I didn't do very much yesterday because it was so freaking hot, and we are, if the shade from the panels where we're working is super hot because it's black panels just emanating that heat down, and the sunshine down there is just the same because there's no shade anywhere. So yesterday we just took the day off, turned off the camera, went down to the lake. I went for a motorcycle ride. It was good. We need these days off once in a while. But today we are going to finish getting these panels hooked up so that tomorrow when the sun comes out, we've got mega power coming into our system. So I'm going to put this camera down, finish my chores this morning, and then I'm going to head down with Katie to the solar array. We're going to finish doing some of the woodwork that needs to be done, and then we're going to connect everything together. Rain.
Yes, in the summer.
Well, that's not too bad, eh? I think that's a damn fine looking array. I didn't use any fancy solar panel fastening devices. I just used good old lag bolts and washers. And this is tight. It's really tight. So I'm really happy with how that all turned out. And yeah, I'm really happy with how that all turned out. I've got no complaints. Now I got to get it set up, which, it's pretty rainy out, but I can do it. We'll get it done. So I'm going to get it all set up. I have to run a line underground over to behind these panels. And the reason why is because I have 1/0 cable, and that's really thick cable for any of you that don't understand that terminology. And that 1/0 cable is what I have running to those old solar panels, but I can replace that with 10 gauge cable for those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run 10 gauge cable for those, and then I'm gonna hook up to this 1/0 cable. But in order to hook up to it, I gotta disconnect those panels and hook up these panels and run a line under the ground to those panels. So I got some digging in the future, which is fine. Ground dig's pretty easy here, so I'm gonna start chopping into it. I'm changing my plan just a little bit. I am going to get these panels all connected. I've got a breaker that I need to connect to these. So this is going to be a string of 11 panels. And 5 years ago, there was no such thing, a string of 11 panels. That's a lot of voltage. So It's awesome that I can do this. It makes it really easy. I just go positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative, blah, 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 all the way through all these panels, making it one giant solar panel, technically. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. We go and get this all set up here, and then I'll start digging my line, because I don't know exactly how everything's gonna go underneath here. So I gotta figure that out. Okay, so this is the easy part. This is positive and this is negative. Positive on solar panels have a male connector. Negative have female connectors. Ta-da! That's it. I wonder if I can actually do that better. Well, that's fine. I'm probably gonna hold these up somehow or just let them hang, whatever. It's underneath the solar panel array. Well, I made a stupid mistake. Darn. Okay, so hear me out. These panels are installed right side up. See the writing? Right side up. So they go negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, right? Now, these panels are also right side up. They go negative, positive, negative, positive. So the problem is I have to get, because I'm putting these all in a string together, if I had these flipped upside down, it'd be super easy to do, because I'd go negative, positive, and then upside down, this would be negative because I'd be flipping it around. So this would be negative, this would be positive, and then my string would just keep on going that way. So I got a decision to make. Do I mess around trying to flip them, or do I make 2 wires? I don't have a decision to make. I'm just making 2 wires. So I'm gonna have to have a wire that goes from that right there, all the way up to there. And then I have to have a wire from there, right there, that goes, I guess, ultimately, all the way over to those panels. Bummer. Oh well. Kind of sucks, but if that's the only real mistake I make in this whole project, whatever. Okay, so I've got my wires connected to my breaker, my panel disconnect. I've got the panels almost connected here. I just need to plug one more in. And then Katie is up at the battery shack on the phone right now. And she's going to flick on the solar, and we're gonna have the solar come through. So it's exciting because the sun's starting to come out a little bit. Big day for us. Now, Katie.
Yeah.
You can turn on the power.
Is that the blue switch?
It's the blue switch, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you know how to tell how much power is coming in? This is exciting.
500 watts.
500 watts? It'll be more. I guess it's like full cloudiness.
Yeah.
But 500 watts, that's it?
Yep.
500 watts.
That's pretty good for 5 o'clock.
That's pretty good for 5 o'clock and fully cloudy. So 500 watts is 500 watts. It should be, what did we say for the one panel? 3,000 something for the one array?
No.
I can't remember. 3, 4, 5.
4.5 times 11 is 4675.
4675. So 4675 watts for this array right here. But it's not sunny on it, so we're getting 500. I'll take it.
Oh, 1.5. I did see 1.9 a minute ago. That's the most we've gotten at 5 o'clock, I think.
Yeah. Damn near it all even. 1.6?